Hello again. Today I got out and was able to start working on what I'm calling rodent protection to create a solid block for any rodents that get up there from being able to access the insulation. First thing I decided to do was get some fire going. This was the 21st of December, and as you can see, it's rather comfortable out. I was kind of surprised that it was as warm at the end of December as it is. For the most part, this winter has been much drier than the past few since we moved here. It's surprisingly so. It's also been noticeably warmer. We've only actually had 3 or 4, I think, nights where we've had actual freezing temperatures. It's kind of crazy. And one of the things I have to do first before I can really get a lot of other stuff moving forward on this project is squaring off the ends of all of the lumber and cutting off the last couple of inches to get as good of quality boards as possible. So if there's some really big checks in them, or if a few of them had a little bit of rot creeping up into them from sitting out as logs. This is lumber that has no actual strength requirement. It's not structural, it's not load bearing, it's not even weight bearing technically, because the spray foam that we're going to be using to fill the cavity on top of them is going to set up and solidify. So all it literally is doing is creating a barrier against rodents and bugs and things. So I'm using just some of the cottonwood because it's abundant and it is basically perfect for what this does. One of the advantages the cottonwood will provide is that if we do ever decide to move this, the cottonwood, once it's dry, has a very low weight to it. It's a very, very light wood once it's completely dry, and so having it for spots like this will provide very little to the overall weight of the structure. That'll help make sure that I don't have to put a super beefy axles under the trailer if we ever decide to move that. I imagine what I'm planning is if we ever have to move it, I'm fairly confident that I'll stay under 10,000 pounds. So we'll just put a pair of 5,000 pound axles under there. But we'll see when it's all said and done. The goal is actually that this probably will never move. So we'll see if we ever actually do put a new pair of axles under it. Now, something a friend had commented on over the weekend while we were visiting. We went up to some friends who are buying a new house, and they happen to have some gravel, some river rock gravel in their yard that was put there to go around plants and things. And they have a need to remove that, so we told them we would go help, and we spent a couple hours over the weekend digging up gravel. And I have to apologize, I took the GoPro intending to set that up and get some footage of cleaning it up and piling it into the dump trailer, and at the end of the day we were sore and tired and driving home, and Emily looked down at the GoPro sitting in the cab of the truck and went, "Oh, did we get any footage?" crap, nope, I totally forgot that. So today we are actually going to be, as soon as I finish recording this, I'll get the conversion going, and then we're actually going to go start spreading that around on the ground around the spare room trailer, so that I'm not tracking mud everywhere as I go, and that will help because we're getting close enough to start putting the subfloor down that we'll be able to start doing that. So I don't want to be tracking mud everywhere that I have to try and clean up later. So in the footage, what you're anyway, sorry, I'm a little distracted there. But one of the things that she commented on while we were visiting them was the difficulty in being able to actually see what I'm doing now that I'm working technically inside, because the girts are blocking a lot of what we're doing. So right now, for instance, I'm building a crate for the lumber stickers so that I can have a spot to put them. But it's kind of hard to see that because the only spot that I have to really set the camera up is suction mounted to a window somewhere, or to a piece of metal somewhere. And so like right now it's mounted to the back window on our camper trailer. And while I was doing the main structure, that worked okay, but now it's just difficult. So that, as of today, will change because we received a couple pieces to actually allow us to mount the GoPro to my camera tripod, which is a pretty nice Vanguard tripod that I've thoroughly loved having. It's been an amazing tripod for my Canon, and so now it'll do double duty and allow me to set a tripod up wherever I want, and it's got a really nice articulating arm and ball head, so I can literally put the GoPro pretty much anywhere that I can imagine. So the challenge that I faced as I started working through this pile to get squared ends was I have stickers every 2 feet under these boards, or in the layers of boards, and as I go through each layer I have to find somewhere to put those stickers, and that proved to be a little more annoying than I thought because there's an awful lot of them. So I ended up, like I said, grabbing some scrap wood and just throwing together a quick little crate that I can use to hold those. And just keep working my way through that. So as I was saying earlier, the goal here is to have these boards that will cover completely across the trailer frame and be secured on both ends of the rim joists. That way it'll just be a barrier. So once I get all of these squared off, then I can come back and cut them all down to 8 feet, and I'll start laying them into place. I ended up having to cut some like 1.5-inch square stock that I could put because my original idea was to screw through the rim joists directly into these, but since they're only 1 inch thick, I wasn't really comfortable with that, and since they are cottonwood, I just didn't want to take a chance of having them split excessively or having problems with that. So I figured it was worth having a little block so that actually sits on. So then the blocks are screwed in from the outside through the rim joist, and then these boards that I'm cutting now will sit on top of those blocks and run across the frame for the trailer itself, for the trailer frame itself. And there's an awful lot of them, but it's definitely progress. Once we get these in place, then I can start building the floor structure for the bump out, which is what's going to give us a more normal feeling room size, because then the end of the trailer here will be 12 feet wide and 8 feet long, and it'll give us a little bit of walking space around a queen size bed, and then there will be some cupboard space, cupboard and closet space on both sides inside of the bump out, which that's something that we're both very eager for. It'll give us, like right now we each have a little 1 foot wide closet. This will give us a total of 4 foot of closet space each. So it'll literally quadruple our closet space, and at the moment there are no drawers in the camper that, you know, for clothing and things like that. And so we just have to make do with stuff, you know, clothes being tucked inside. In fact, both of our closets have ultimately become, we took shoe holders to hang from the closet and create little cubbies that we can, you know, put t-shirts and socks and garments in, whatever. So that'll be quite nice. There will be a window on either side, and I don't know how big they'll actually end up being. Somewhere in the 2 to 3 by 2 to 3 foot range. It'll be big enough that it can count as an egress if we need it to. Hopefully we never have to deal with that, but you never know. Life happens. And that'll be in the center of the bump out, and then on either side of the window, or on both sides of the window, I guess technically, the closet space will go up and down, and then all the way across underneath the window will be 3 sections of drawers. The closets and the drawers underneath the closets will both be 2 feet wide, and then that'll leave just under 3 feet for the window itself. And then so there will be a little 3 foot-ish set of drawers under that as well. So it'll actually feel like being in a bedroom and having a dresser available again. I plan on, since it's going to be a 18 or so inches deep for the drawers, that'll actually create a 22, 23-ish inch deep section. So I'm fully anticipating that we're going to put a dog bed there in one window for Charlie, and we'll put some towels or something, although my pants might end up just sitting in the windowsill on the other side for Kernighan, because one of her favorite places is, if I ever have clean pants sitting on a bed, on a counter, wherever, it only takes her seconds before she has decided that that is her pillow, and she goes and takes a nap on my folded pants. So that might just be what's there. Is maybe we'll make a denim pillow or something. But I've got all of that cut now. Just stacking the little off pieces. I don't know exactly what they will end up being, but they're all, 3 to 4 feet, so they'll be decent for something. And then I'll get started on making the ends of them. There's a couple there that were too small, and or they had some, ant damage, things like that. Like I said, there was a few of them that were sitting on the ground for too long, so they had a little bit of rot. And then I'm just kind of stacking them there. So this is a picture to kind of give you an idea of what I'm referring to. You can see it's not complete, and there's gaps there because they're just kind of put into position so I could get a feel for it and get a measurement on things. But this is about where the GoPro's battery died, so that's where we'll end off for today. But we're definitely making some progress, so thank you for watching, and God bless you and yours. Stay safe out there.